Over the course of this semester, a lot changed for me. I started off on campus at NC State, but suddenly had to move home after only about 2 weeks. After being sent home from NC State, I returned to Marblehead, Massachusetts, and continued my life basically exactly as it was before. I did the same things, I saw the same people, I had the same friends, I went to the same places, I had the same job. I was expecting a huge change to happen in my life as I adjusted to college life 14 hours away from home. Instead, absolutely nothing changed. So, this bummed me out. Being back home meant I had a lot of free time, and I mostly spent this free time thinking about what I wanted to do now, what I wanted to do in the future, and I couldn't figure out any answers for these questions. The lessons we had in ED 100 about identity, grit, and career paths helped me clear up some parts, but I still struggled. This uncertainty also seemed to bum me out. Halfway through the semester, I started to lose motivation. I was falling behind in classes, I was constantly tired, I assumed that things were not going to go my way in life. Essentially, I was very bummed out. Luckily, my two best friends were there for me. Chloe was also attending classes at home, and Claudia was waiting for beauty schools to open back up. So, all three of us had a lot of free time, which we started to mostly spend with each other. All of us felt like we were letting time pass us by as we spent our time cooped up in our own houses. We wanted to do something, but we couldn't figure out what that something we wanted to do was. So, I resolved to get out of bed and try to do something for myself. I went to my basement, gathered up all the materials Chloe, Claudia, and I could find in our houses, and we all went to work trying to renovate this space. Just having this new space has already helped me immensely. Not being confined to my room helped me start to regain my creativity. I didn't feel stuck anymore. I was able to step back from my own thoughts and realize what I wanted. Eventually, I realized that my previous assumption that things weren't going to go my way was false. It doesn't actually matter what happens to me. Rather, it matters how I choose to deal with what happens to me. From this experience, I have learned how important it is to take care of yourself and how important having a space for yourself is. In first grade, my teacher had a little treehouse in her classroom that you could go into to hang out and read if you ever felt overwhelmed. So, I will be using one of the tricks I learned in ED 100, and I will be stealing Miss Farley's treehouse idea. I hope to foster a creative and comfortable environment in my classroom for my future students, like how Miss Farley did in her classroom and like what I've created in my own basement. I don't have to spend my time worrying about what's going to happen in the future anymore. Because I know that I have the power to control what happens in my own future, and whatever happens will happen, and I'll figure out how to deal with it as I go. So, thank you Mrs. Beller for all of your help, and I hope that next semester at UVM will be just as productive as this one.